Hello and welcome to this video, which is about creating a current account in Sage Intacct. Creating a current account involves entering financial details and setting up how to use this account to make payments in the system. As best practice, it is recommended to set up an account at the top level. You can then restrict the account for use within specific entities if you wish to do so. It is also worth noting that you must also reconcile the account at the same level in which it was created. So whether it be entity level or top level, you must reconcile it at the same level you created. Also, make sure to assign it a unique general ledger account and a location, which can be done when you configure cash management in the system. In order to create a current account in Sage Intacct, you'll need to make sure you've configured the correct permissions. So the subscription will need to be made to the cash management application. The user type will need to be a business user or a project manager user, and the permissions will need to be set to add two current accounts in the system. Once we've done that, you can then go ahead and create your current accounts. So let's take a look at how to do that now in Sage Intacct. Creating a current account in Sage Intacct is very simple and very straightforward. First of all, we'll check our permissions. So company, and then in the admin tab, we're going to go to users, or of course, if it was role-based permissions, we'll need to check our role permissions. We'll select subscriptions next to one of the users, permissions next to cash management, and then if we scroll down and check current accounts, we can see there we have list, view, add, edit and delete. So I have all the necessary permissions I need to create a current account, so I can just go straight ahead and do that now. So we're going to go to cash management and we're going to select the option for current account, and then we simply need to select add. The first thing we need to enter is an ID for the current account. This is something that can't be changed once you've saved the record. If it became necessary to make a change, you would need to remove the account and create a new one. Or of course, if you can't remove it, you can make it inactive and then create a new one. So enter an ID first, and then you would need to enter an account number. This will allow up to 20 characters. And then of course you will need to add a bank name as well. That is used for check printing and bank file payments in the system. And then you can add a name on the account, and then the routing number that you see there. That is something that we call a sort code number here in the UK, and that allows up to 10 characters to be entered. You can also enter a branch ID as well. You need to make sure that the country and the relevant address for the account are entered in the system as well. And that will include things like the postcode and the state or territory if relevant as well. Make sure the currency is set to be the correct currency as well. It is very, very important because again, once you've saved the account, the currency isn't something that you're able to change. This will be picked up as a default from your company configuration, which of course you'll have entered your default currency for when you configure the company application. If we scroll further down, we can then see we've got reconciliation match sequence. So the match sequence is something that is used for bank reconciliation. So I will put a link underneath this video to a help file which will explain a little bit more around match sequences and how they work. And then we have our accounting information. So we need to enter some default general ledger accounts for the bank account itself. And then we need to enter some journal defaults for payments made from the account and funds received into the account. Any charges that are charged to this bank account, we need to enter a general ledger account to be used for those charges. And if it's an interest-bearing account, we'll need to enter that information as well on this screen. And then also enter a department ID and a location ID to be used as well for this particular account. And applied rule set is used for bank feeds. So if your chosen method of bank reconciliation is bank feeds, you can choose a rule set here once you've set up and configured those already in the system that you want to use for rule sets. And that is the same with the banking cloud time zone field that you see at the bottom there. That is something that is also used for bank feeds. So do take a look at the web-based course in Sage University all around bank feeds. But I will also drop a link around rule sets underneath this video as well. So do follow that link to look at the help files around that. And that is how to complete the details tab. Once we've entered all the relevant details in the details tab, we need to then think about the check printing and the bank file tab. The link below this video to the help files around creating a current account will cover the information you need to enter in the check printing, and there are separate links within that help file as well to give you more detail around it if you want to use this account for check printing purposes. There is a separate video in Sage University which talks about bank files, what they are, how to generate those and set those up in Sage Intacct. So do look out for that video as well. And then the payment providers tab, again, that is covered in the same article on how to create a current account, and it will explain how to set those up if you want to use this account to pay suppliers in Sage Intacct. So what we'll need to do is press save, and then of course we'll be able to see the account on our bank list. So there we can see the account that I've created on my current account list. And there's just one more thing that we need to consider in a multi-entity shared environment. There is an additional tab, a restrictions tab, that you may see on current accounts. So let's take a look at that now. In a multi-entity shared environment, you will sometimes notice a restrictions tab appear on a bank record. And that will appear if, when you configured multi-entity management, you selected bank accounts to be restricted, and it will allow you, as you can see, to make it either an unrestricted bank account available in all entities, or you can restrict it to top level only, or you can select the restricted option, and then you will be able to choose specific entities or locations where you want this bank account to appear. So if we go to the application selector and company, and then we go to subscriptions within the admin tab, we will be able to see, if we scroll down to multi-entity management and configure, we can see when we scroll down that we have a restrict access by location, location group, department and department group. So you can see customers, vendors, checking accounts or current accounts, and savings accounts will be there as an option. So if you choose checking or current accounts, you will see the restrictions tab appear on the bank account, and you can restrict it as explained. Other than that, that is how to create a current account in Sage Intacct. And that is it for how to create a current account in Sage Intacct. Don't forget to check out the help file links below the video, and thank you very much for watching.